check this out. So it's supposedly Pride Month, right? Half of us are like, what are we celebrating this for? But if you actually think about it, Pride is actually the thing that made Satan fall. And if you listen to the story, what it is that God had created Satan as the person or the being that was supposed to protect God. And God created this perfect person and was just completely in love with this person and was like, you're perfect. You're just perfect. And then Satan looked in the mirror and was like, I sure am. I'm better than you. The fall. It's ego. And it's pretty much, this is the real twist. Because most of the world thinks that like man is a god and Satan is a god, and it's just not true. Oh, excuse me. God is a man and Satan is a man. But that's just not true. God is a woman and Satan is a man. And it's not just a story. What it actually is our history. It's the evolution of our history on planet Earth. And what it means is that females, this is in the Sumerian texts, actually, if you don't know. And you can also find it on Gaia TV if you watch the program Ancient Civilizations. So they actually are archaeologists that are reading the texts and comparing them to religious texts and coming up with an actual narrative that has been hidden from us in, obviously, order to control us. So the truth of our actual history is that Earth itself has been here for, gazillion years. And there's been tons of different species and lives, civilizations on this planet over and over and over again. We don't even know about them. Not really, but there are traces. And so that's what we put together. And that's what's so interesting, right? Like, what are the pyramids? And actually, when you go through this, you find out that the Sphinx actually used to be a lion. And it actually represents the age of Leo, because it is marking a space and time, letting humanity know, excuse me, that we were here. We're here and we've been here. And for hundreds and thousands and millions of years. And so there's an ongoing message. And with that, the truth of our existence is that this planet, this plane was here. And at a certain point, a couple 100,000 years ago, there was an alien ship that crash landed on planet Earth. And they were from a water planet. And this is a water planet. So they were like, hey, this is a cool planet. Let's fix it up. And it was a woman and two men. And the woman's name, according to the Sumerian text, was actually Satam. And she had the ability to genetically modify. And her two people that were with her, the two men, were her assistants. She was the one that carried the wisdom. And so they went out and they found different species on planet Earth and they genetically modified them. And they created what we are, which is this hybridized type humanoid. And there were several, different species that they created, but we were the ones that actually excelled. We were the ones that adapted and were able to create life on Earth. And so how things work in the cosmic reality is by embodiment. And so that's how it works. Woman is the creator of our existence, a female. And what she created was us, and specifically men, strong men, to watch over us. But what happens over time, and this is natural, is that there's a process, and the process is a maturation. So men have lost their ever fucking loving minds because they thought they were awesome. That's it. So we're coming back to earth now and realizing, yeah, they're not that awesome. You know, they're not better than God. And to go up against God, Mother Nature, was a huge mistake. So that's actually our reality. So all the stories are stories because that's how we learn, and they've been passed down through the ages, and that's a wonderful thing. But remember, they're just stories. So look into them and find out what's real, because it's pretty awesome. And why they don't want us to know these things is because we would no longer be controllable. If we knew that we were spiritual beings having a human experience and that we did not have to be slaves to paychecks and taxes, we wouldn't. So I'm here to let you know, you don't have to be slaves. That's not what we created you for. That's not what you were created for. You were created to enjoy this wonderful earth plane, and you have to respect it. That's what's missing. You've lost love because you lost your mind, because you fell into the trap of ego. So pull yourself out, come back to reality, and love the gift of life that you've been given. It's that simple.